Hello, history scholars. Mrs. Olson here. Today's lesson is titled Outbreak of World War I, and our learning target reads that you will be able to understand the causes of World War I. The units previous to this have led us to this point. You will see that the eras of colonialism and imperialism set the stage for World War I. All right, everyone, make sure that you are ready with a piece of paper and a writing utensil or another window open to take notes. All right, here goes the first slide. We're going to talk about the alliance system. If you are allied with somebody, you're on their side, you are their friend, and most likely you are going to back them if times get tough. So the first thing, or the first country that we are going to talk about within the alliance system is Germany. And this note, I'm going to say that you probably already knew this, in that Germany was a powerful nation. Part of this has to do with industrialization, and part of it has to do with imperialism, them becoming powerful. So the first note under this says, through war, united several German states. So no, these are not written with complete sentences, as most of the notes are not. The idea being that Germany uses its power, uses its technology to take over, to gobble up bunches of German states that border the Empire of Germany. So they just take in more land and they do it forcefully. Okay, so there is the note on rapid industrialization. They have the ability to build factories, and with the factories comes technology and the ability to manufacture almost anything that they want to as far as technology allows. The group that they were in is called the Triple Alliance. So who is in this group with Germany? It's Italy and Austria-Hungary. I'm going to be showing you a map in just a moment. So if we go too fast, or if you need to write down some information, it is always okay to pause the video and do what you need to do as far as writing the information down. Okay? So the Triple Alliance is actually going to change names when we get into World War I, but for now, before the war actually breaks out, this group of countries, this alliance system, is called the Triple Alliance. Okay, now you see that I'm going to start abbreviating because we are going to be writing these countries' names over and over again. So because I have already written them out here, minus this one, sorry everyone, I am going to start abbreviating them with just a capital letter. Okay, so this says that G attacked F, and I apologize for the capital F since I haven't used that country's name yet, but some of you might even know what country that is referring to. So this is about Germany attacked France, and we're going to go into that a little bit more, okay? And that what happened was that France gave up territory along the German border, and the Germans just want more and more. Okay, here is a map of Europe in 1914 that shows you the countries that we're talking about. So this was considered the German Confederation, and some of the countries that it had gobbled up are along this border over here. Not quite into Austria, but right over here. Okay, so here is France. We're going to be talking about them shortly. Italy, of course, and Austria-Hungary. So those were the countries that were part of the Triple Alliance. And so the area that France had given up along the German border was actually called Alsace-Lorraine. Okay. Now, more on the alliance system. On the other side of the game, if you will, is the Franco-Russian Alliance. So I'm going to go back one slide. And so we're talking about France and Russia, as in Franco-Russian, okay? Russia was afraid that Germany would extend east. And the reason why they're afraid they are going to do that is because of the bordering states that they had already gobbled up previous to this period. And more background information: Russia and Austria-Hungary competed in Southeast Europe. So the Russians and the Austro-Hungarians are all of, not all, but many of them are of Slavic descent. And so there is this historical connection with all of the people that reside in Southeast Europe. And both of these countries want to control this area of Europe. Okay, more groups forming, the Triple Entente. The Triple Entente, before we get into who's part of this club, is, before we get there, you want to know that Germany and Great Britain, they're in this race to build warships. So not only were they competing in the game of imperialism, if you will, they are competing in this naval war. Both of them have coastlines along the North Sea, the North Atlantic Sea, and they want to make sure that they are the #1 power in the Atlantic. Okay, so this competition and this brings these countries together to form the Triple Entente. Okay, so Great Britain, France, and Russia form the Triple Entente. So I've got a couple of images that portray the Triple Entente, and you can see that it says Alliance down here. This is a French publication. You have the French on one side, you have the Russians on the other. It says that Great Britain never signed a formal alliance, and part of that has to do with their friendship with France. So they just joined the club without signing a formal piece of paper. Okay, so here's another image to portray this idea of the Triple Entente. Here is France. Here is Russia. And you can see the different soldiers down here together, and the Navy. Okay, and a political cartoon. It reads that it was December of 1894 that it appeared in publication. At the bottom it says, "All's well, British Lion and Russian Bear together. What a pity we didn't know each other before." Okay. And one more, there was a commemorative plate. It says France and Russia. This is in Russian, so I can't really read it. I apologize. Okay. And another map, just so that this image solidifies in our brains as far as who was on what side, because the alliance system is one of the causes for the outbreak of World War I. So you can see down here in the map legend that the pinky red color is the Triple Alliance, the blue color is the Triple Entente, and the green are Russian allies, and they'll come into play a little bit later. Okay, so once again, this is the Triple Alliance. If you're in the United States, you're an American, you're going to say that these are the bad guys. The Triple Entente, Russia, France, and the UK, Great Britain, those are blue. And once again, if you're an American, you're probably going to say that these are the good guys. Okay? And I am actually going to stop the video lesson there. I'm breaking this up into a couple of different segments. So get ready for installment number 2 of the outbreak of World War I.